that the Lakers have not made an offer to LeBron yet. So if LeBron wants to keep playing, he may need to do it on a new team for the mid-level exception worth a little over $15 million. But Clutch Sports CEO said 10 to 12 teams, 10 to 12 teams, my ass, have checked in about adding LeBron this summer. So sign and trade options could also emerge, meaning the Lakers sign him at a bigger number and then they trade him away.
LeBron James didn't choose to leave the Lakers. The Lakers chose not to keep LeBron James. That's different. That's the simple truth, though. And everything else is just noise trying to make it sound like a mutual or a player-driven decision.
The King just found out the throne is not his anymore. LeBron James is leaving the Lakers, and the team hardly seems shaken by it. They gave Austin Reeves a huge contract, focused on finding a center, and let the NBA's all-time leading scorer reach free agency without putting an offer on the table. Now, even a Lakers legend is asking the question that almost nobody wanted to say out loud before. How much influence does LeBron really have with this franchise now? So before we get into everything, tell me what you think. Did the Lakers decide to move on from LeBron, or did LeBron decide it was time to leave first? Drop your opinion in the comments. Now let's get into the story because this is a massive development.
How LeBron came to the decision that he wants to play again, but it won't be with LA.
I think LeBron James made the decision on Tuesday here that he will enter free agency, but not only that, he has decided to leave the Los Angeles Lakers. Rich Paul, his agent, informed Rob Pelinka, the Lakers' president of basketball operations, that the Lakers can move on with their offseason because LeBron James is moving on with them. He is leaving after 8 years. He led them to a 2020 NBA championship.
From 0-27 to 0-55, LeBron James made it clear that the Lakers should prepare for life without him, because he plans to play his 24th NBA season somewhere else. His agent, Rich Paul, confirmed the news, and just like that, LeBron's 8-year run in purple and gold is coming to an end. He has not even chosen his next team yet. He simply felt it was time for a new chapter. Since then, both sides have been trying to shape the story about who really made the first move.
Guys, don't believe the fake narratives coming from the media right now. Nick Wright is out there. Everybody is saying the same crap, that LeBron simply wanted to move on. It's not true. They said he wanted the Lakers to come to him with an offer as soon as the season ended. Well, they didn't. You know, Rich Paul said it. Shams posted about it about a month ago or so, that LeBron is waiting for the Lakers to present him an offer, make their moves or whatever, and then come to him and present it to him. They never did. Dude, you can't dump a girl that stopped calling you weeks ago.
LeBron's side wants people to believe that the King made this decision on his own terms, ready to start something new. It sounds confident and in control. But if you look at everything the Lakers have done over the last few weeks, a different picture starts to come together. Actions speak louder than statements, and the Lakers' moves said plenty. Look at how everything happened. Before making any move involving LeBron, they gave Austin Reeves a 4-year, $185 million contract without hesitation. Then they made it clear that adding a center was their biggest goal this offseason. And through all of that, they never placed a contract offer in front of LeBron before free agency officially began. Not one offer. So who really made the choice?
Some significant breaking news out of the NBA. According to Shams Charania, the Lakers are signing Austin Reeves to a 4-year, $185 million maximum contract to return to the franchise with a player option for the final season. That would be in 2029-2030. Reeves declined his $14.9 million player option for the new.
When a team pays its second option, like a franchise cornerstone, makes a center the biggest priority, and allows the NBA's all-time leading scorer to enter free agency without presenting a deal, it does not look like a franchise doing everything it can to keep its biggest star. Instead, it looks like a team quietly opening the door and waiting to see if he walks through it. LeBron saw what was happening and made his announcement first, making it seem like it was completely his decision. That is where things get even more interesting. Byron Scott, a Lakers legend with 3 championship rings from the Showtime era, weighed in on the situation during his show, Fast Break. Scott and the panel spent an entire segment discussing one huge question. Are the Lakers actually better off without LeBron? They openly talked about how much influence LeBron still has within the organization today.
That contract of his is a freaking noose around the Lakers' necks.
My opinion is that the Lakers should move on. Don't get it twisted. He can still play. But when you have an opportunity to build around Luka AR. You could save 50+ million off the salary cap to bring in some younger guys. I know everybody thinks it's his decision, but the organization can say, you know what? We moving on.
July, free agency opens up. Lakers gonna make a decision, and they can't move forward until that's resolved. The Lakers, I think, will make the decision before LeBron does.
In my opinion, I think they have to move on. If they don't make this tough decision, I think they're going to probably for the next 5 to 10 years, they're going to
Be in a hole.
be in a hole. So this is a decision. This is really a decision that's going to determine the future for 10 years down the line. OKC and San Antonio ain't going nowhere.
Just think about that for a second. That question alone says a lot. For years, the belief was that LeBron had a huge voice in everything the Lakers did. If he wanted certain players, the team often went after them. If he had a preference for a coach, people believed his opinion carried serious weight. The roster was built around him for years, and now a Lakers legend is publicly asking whether the king still has any real influence at all. You do not have that kind of conversation about someone who is still firmly in control. You have it when people believe the balance of power has already changed. Scott and his panel did not stop there either. They also debated whether LeBron's time with the Lakers added to his legacy or made it more complicated. And they even discussed where he belongs among the franchise's greatest players. Think about how huge that conversation is. This is the same organization that has legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jerry West. Many longtime Lakers fans believe LeBron belongs somewhere lower on their all-time franchise list, even after helping deliver the 2020 championship. While many supporters see him as one of the greatest to ever wear the jersey, others rank him much differently. That difference in opinion has become one of the biggest parts of this entire story. Right now, the message coming from the situation feels hard to ignore. The Lakers appear focused on building around Luka Doncic, with Austin Reeves also playing a major role in their future plans. Those are the players the organization has shown confidence in with its recent moves. That marks a major change. LeBron went from being the centerpiece of everything to becoming a veteran star whose future no longer seemed to be the team's top priority. That is not a small adjustment. It feels like the franchise is entering a completely different era. Then there is the question of leverage, and this is where things become even more interesting. Not long ago, Rich Paul appeared on The Pat McAfee Show and said that around 10 to 12 teams had interest in LeBron this offseason. That sounded like the king would have no shortage of options waiting for him. But once free agency got closer, the picture looked much quieter. Instead of a flood of public offers, there was talk about possible trades, salary exceptions, and different scenarios. Meanwhile, the Lakers did not publicly make a move to keep him before free agency opened. Because of that, many people started wondering whether those earlier reports reflected the market as strongly as expected. In public, though, everyone has handled the situation with respect. Jeannie Buss thanked LeBron for his 8 seasons, the 2020 championship, and everything he accomplished with the franchise. LeBron responded by saying it was an honor to wear the Lakers jersey. Everything sounded professional and appreciative. Still, many people see it as the respectful ending to a partnership where both sides were already preparing to go in different directions. The kind words matter, but they also help both sides close the chapter on good terms. One detail that has received plenty of attention is that LeBron reportedly called the Lakers president before free agency officially began. His camp has pointed to that conversation as a sign of respect and professionalism. Maybe it truly was a classy gesture. At the same time, announcing his decision before questions surfaced about whether the Lakers planned to offer him a new contract also allowed his side to shape the public story. It presented LeBron as someone making the first move rather than simply reacting to events. That is smart public relations. But it is different from having complete control over the situation. To understand how things reached this point, you have to look at what happened on the court, because none of this changed overnight. Last season, LeBron missed about the first month while dealing with sciatica, a painful nerve condition affecting his lower back and leg. Even after returning, he still played around 60 games, earned another All-Star selection, and averaged roughly 21 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds while shooting the ball efficiently. When the playoffs arrived, he raised his level again, averaging about 23 points per game. For someone entering his 40s, those numbers are remarkable. Very few players in NBA history have performed anywhere near that level at his age. But basketball is also about the bigger picture. The Lakers were eliminated in the second round, and for the first time in more than 2 decades, LeBron was not selected to an all-NBA team. The front office had to evaluate everything together: his production, his age, his salary, and the direction they wanted to take. From the organization's perspective, it became a basketball decision. LeBron's accomplishments will always be respected, but the team also has to think about building a roster capable of competing for another championship in 2026. That means making difficult choices. The financial side makes those choices even clearer. LeBron earned more than $52 million last season. The Lakers now have roughly that same amount available to work with while trying to strengthen multiple positions, especially at center and on the wing. If a large portion of that money goes to one veteran player, it becomes much harder to build the balanced roster they believe Luka Doncic needs. Instead, they may choose to spread those resources across several key additions, including a starting caliber center such as Jalen Duren and more depth on the wings. Younger, less expensive, and a better fit for the Lakers' long-term plans. It may sound cold, but from the team's point of view, the logic is easy to understand. So where could the King go next? One destination that keeps getting people talking is the Golden State Warriors.
LeBron James is something else, man. This dude and his fans, I have never seen a more desperate fan base than these guys. And the news that I'm hearing now is that LeBron could now potentially go join Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, and himself to go play with the Golden State Warriors. So I want to put up a bunch of these posts here because we got a lot of them, right? So the first one here is from Hoop Central. It says, report, the Warriors want both LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Warriors are attempting to trade for the Wizards' big man Anthony Davis and then sign free agent forward LeBron James, according to multiple sources. We have another one. This one is from NBA Central. It says this: the Warriors are looking to trade Jimmy Butler's contract for Anthony Davis, then sign LeBron James, per Kevin O'Connor. That would leave the Warriors with a big four of Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Anthony Davis.
Just imagine a lineup with Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Anthony Davis. A group of veteran stars chasing one more championship together. Reports and fan discussions have only added more excitement, especially after Draymond declined his $27 million player option, leading many people to wonder what could happen next. On paper, it sounds like something straight out of a movie. LeBron handling the offense, Curry stretching the floor, and Davis controlling the paint. Fans have been lighting up social media with dream lineups and championship predictions. But once you dig into the details, the picture becomes much more complicated. The Warriors are already above the salary cap, which means their financial flexibility is limited. Reports have suggested they could only offer LeBron a mid-level exception worth around $15 million, a huge drop from the more than $52 million he earned last season. Then there is the Anthony Davis question. Some proposed trade ideas would require sending Jimmy Butler's expiring contract along with valuable draft picks, and reports have indicated those scenarios may not be realistic. There is another important detail. Despite all the excitement, there has been no official sign that Golden State is preparing to bring LeBron in. Reports suggest that if something were to happen, it would likely require serious conversations and interest from multiple sides. In other words, the blockbuster idea remains just that, a possibility, not a done deal. You could even see that reality sink in during conversations on LeBron-friendly sports shows. On Nightcap, Shannon Sharpe and the panel got excited, talking about what a Warriors super team might look like. They imagined the spacing, the highlights, and everything that could come with a roster full of future Hall of Famers. Then someone pointed out a difficult reality. Anthony Davis has dealt with injuries throughout different parts of his career, making durability an important question for any team building around him. Once that point entered the discussion, the excitement became much more cautious. Even supporters who loved the idea had to admit there were real concerns. That has been the story throughout this entire situation. Everything sounds incredible at first, but the closer you look, the more challenges appear. Of course, Golden State is not the only possible landing spot. Reports have linked LeBron to another reunion with the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he could finish his career in his home state with the franchise where he built so much of his legacy. The Miami Heat have also appeared in plenty of discussions, as they are often connected to major stars whenever one becomes available. Retirement was also considered, but LeBron has already made it clear that he wants to keep playing. So, he still has choices. What seems far less certain is the assumption many fans once had, that the Lakers would automatically offer him another maximum contract without hesitation. That expectation appears to have changed. One of the biggest factors keeping LeBron connected to Los Angeles was also his son, Bronny. Playing alongside Bronny became one of the most meaningful moments of LeBron's career, and many people believed that would keep him with the Lakers longer. But Bronny's situation is now much more stable. With his contract secured, he remains part of the Lakers regardless of what LeBron decides next. That means the emotional reason many people believed would keep LeBron in Los Angeles no longer carries the same weight. Bronny can continue developing with the team, while LeBron is free to consider opportunities elsewhere. That has also sparked strong reactions across the basketball world. Shannon Sharpe said on his show that he believes LeBron should move on because, in his opinion, the Lakers have not shown enough appreciation for everything he accomplished with the franchise. Some fans have offered different explanations for why things unfolded this way, while others simply see it as the natural direction of the business. The simplest explanation may also be the most practical. A player entering his 40s, no matter how accomplished, creates difficult salary cap decisions for any organization. That is not unique to LeBron. Every franchise eventually has to balance respect for legendary players with plans for the future. This has happened throughout NBA history. Legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan all reached stages where teams had to make difficult basketball decisions. Time eventually catches every superstar, regardless of championships, records, or awards. The Lakers' decision can be viewed through that same lens. Rather than seeing it as a personal statement, many observers believe it reflects the team's focus on building its next championship contender. Looking at the bigger picture, the NBA continues to move toward younger stars entering their prime. The biggest contracts and long-term investments usually go to players expected to lead teams for many years. Legacy will always be celebrated, but it does not always determine future roster decisions. LeBron has now reached the same point that every all-time great eventually faces. The difference is that he remained productive far longer than almost anyone in basketball history, making this moment arrive later than most expected. There is also an interesting twist to how this story could end. If LeBron ultimately joins Stephen Curry and the Warriors, some people would point out the irony, considering similar superstar partnerships have been criticized in the past. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen, but it would certainly become one of the biggest NBA stories in years. The reactions would be fascinating if that happened. Some of the same people who criticized other superstars for joining forces with rivals would probably see it very differently if LeBron made that exact move. That debate would light up the entire NBA world. There is also a lesson from LeBron's Lakers years that often gets overlooked. Remember when Russell Westbrook arrived in Los Angeles as a max-level all-star to play alongside LeBron? Expectations were sky high. But by the time that experiment ended, things had not worked out the way many expected, and Westbrook's value around the league had changed dramatically. That does not mean LeBron is responsible for everything that happened, but it does show that even adding one of the greatest players ever does not automatically solve every problem. That is why the idea that LeBron can instantly transform any new team deserves a closer look. Basketball is more complicated than one superstar walking into a locker room and fixing everything overnight. There is another debate that has been growing louder as well. Some critics argue that the greatest competitors try to beat their biggest rivals instead of joining them. They often point to Michael Jordan staying with the Bulls during his championship years, or Kobe Bryant remaining with the Lakers through difficult seasons instead of searching for an easier path elsewhere. If LeBron eventually joins Stephen Curry, expect those comparisons to dominate sports shows, podcasts, and social media all season long. Whether people believe those comparisons are fair or not, they are almost guaranteed to become a major part of the conversation. So let's wrap everything up. Whether you see this as the Lakers moving on from LeBron or both sides simply deciding it was time for a new chapter, the result is the same. The Lakers looked at LeBron's age, his salary, and the direction they want to take the franchise. Their recent moves suggest they are building around Luka Doncic and the younger core instead. Byron Scott and his panel asked how much influence LeBron still has with the organization, and everything that has happened this offseason has fueled that discussion. LeBron now enters free agency as one of the biggest names in sports, but also as a veteran whose next contract will be viewed through a very different lens than it would have been just a few years ago. That does not erase anything he has accomplished. 4 NBA championships, the league's all-time scoring record, 2 decades of elite basketball, and one of the longest prime years the sport has ever seen. Those achievements are permanent, and nobody can take them away. What appears to be changing is the balance of power. The days when an entire franchise automatically shaped every move around LeBron may be fading, at least in Los Angeles. The Lakers seem ready to begin a new era with Luka Doncic leading the way. The King is still one of the greatest players basketball has ever seen, But this may no longer be his castle. The spotlight in Los Angeles appears to be shifting, and the rest of the league is watching to see what happens next. Now it is your turn. Do you think LeBron wins another championship with a new team, or do you think this is the final chapter of his legendary NBA career? Let everyone know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with other NBA fans so they can join the discussion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.